Good morning and welcome to this edition of CityCast. In today's edition, we'll bring you special coverage on election along with other stories. This is Kanishka Kohli.
And I'm Upasana Banerjee, and here are the top headlines. Women police stations in Bangalore overworked.
A Schools on Wheels initiative yet to get a rolling.
Real estate sales go up in the city.
Women police station in the city are draining due to increase in work. A reporter Puran Chaudhary will explain why this is happening.
Bangalore has 2 women's stations that mainly deal with dowry, domestic violence and sexual abuse. They are understaffed and unable to cope with the volume of cases. On an average, they have more than 200 cases every year. Dimple has been making rounds of the station seeking justice against harassment by her in-laws since the past 8 months.
My husband left me without saying anything. He just pushed me out of his house. He is a government employee, RTO, and I think they have died.
These 2 police stations cater to 49 jurisdictions each. Police agreed that women are much more comfortable talking to women police officers rather than their male counterparts.
More than 50 women staff and 25 men staff. 25. 4 women sub-inspectors.
There is a need for more women-only stations across the city as both existing stations are in the central part. This makes it very difficult for women to travel long distances to register a complaint. A report by National Health and Family Survey shows cases of violence against women in Karnataka grew by 20% in 2016 to 2020. Women activists say more power should be given to these stations. They should be publicized so that women feel safer to come report.
First of all, they don't even, make courage to go into the police station and, the environment there. So having a women police station, probably they're more comfortable going there.
As Dimple awaits justice, domestic violence cases are on a rise during the pandemic. The authorities need to focus on making these stations more accessible. This is reporter Puran Chaudhary for CityCast.
Schools on wheel yet to hit the roads to educate the underprivileged. Our reporter Amna Karimi brings you the story.
BBMP's promise to initiate Schools on Wheel in February and for children who are school dropouts or beggars is yet to be fulfilled as the survey remains incomplete.
Now the survey of children on street, that is hawking and begging children, once the survey gets over and we get the exact number of children to be provided education and all, we will be able to place the buses or school on wheels in such places.
Karnataka State Legal Services Authority say petition for initiating the scheme is pending under High Court.
Survey is completed yesterday. It is still under process. So most probably initiative what KSLS has taken and the directions of Honorable High Court, most probably it will be started soon.
Authorities of BMTC say they sold 10 old buses worth Rs 4 lakhs each to BBMP for the doorstep school project. NGOs and the authorities of state legal services were asked to survey the underprivileged children in rural areas begging on toll plazas, markets and traffic signals.
Not every underprivileged students are getting that opportunity. They should teach first the basic values to the parents and how important it is for not be dependent and all of that. So
as the Karnataka High Court delays the decision, the wait for the buses to travel from the head office to educating these children remains unending. This is Amna Karimi reporting for the CityCast.
If you're in Bangalore, then this just might be the best time to invest in property. Our reporter Sanchita Mitra will tell us more.
Bangalore sees a 45% rise in real estate sales in the first quarter of 2021 as compared to the first 9 months of 2020. A report by 99 Acres shows the real estate sale had gone down from January to September 2020 by 57% as compared to 2019. A homeowner says that the decrease in home loans was one of the major factors that led him to buy a house in January 2020.
Looking for a bigger house because last 1 year they've experienced that staying in a smaller house is not sufficient for them.
There is also an increase of 15% in the sale of farmhouses and big villas.
They're getting at a good price and good projects available. Interest rates are pretty down today.
The interest in home loans have come down to 6.4% from 9%. NoBroker.com, a website that does surveys on real estate, shows that home loans dispersals saw an increase by 200% during December 2020 to February 2021, as compared to January 2020 to September 2020. Builders offered homeowners the option of paying in EMIs directly to them. The Builders Association of India says that the government should do more in order to boost the sales of real estate even more.
The registration charges, no revenue, whatever, land registration, apartment registration. So even there also we request government to reduce the taxes, whatever the charges that they are charging.
Experts say that there is still a long way to go, as there are 40,000 units that are still unsold in Bangalore. The government needs to pitch in more to revive the real estate business. This is Sanchita Mitra for CityCast.
We'll be back after this short break with a special on the Assam election. Please stay tuned.
Welcome back. The election battle in Assam is heating up.
With the first phase of voting was on 27th March and the second phase going on today, we bring you our special coverage on Assam election. Assam goes for election in 124 seats.
23 women and 124 transgender candidates will contest election this year.
CAA, NRC and wage hike for tea pickers are key issues.
2 new parties to contest after CAA protest.
Election Commission sends notice to 8 newspapers for violating moral code of conduct.
To get more perspective on major issues on this election, we have Dakshin Murthy, a political analyst from the Federal, speaking to us.
The trends seem to be in the favor of the BJP from whatever has come across. And also if you look at it and see whether it makes sense for one to say, why the BJP is ahead. The point here is that the Congress in the last 5 years hasn't really done anything substantial to regain the lost ground. At least it's not very visible. There have been some slight changes in the alignments in terms of coalition, but they don't seem to have done anything to get back the initiative in Assam. But then, having said this, I'll make it very clear that elections are known for surprises, so anything can happen. But as it stands, from what the reports on the ground say, it looks like the BJP has an advantage. After the first round of election, the newspapers carried this. When they carry stories like this, what it tends to do is it tends to influence voter behavior in the second phase. In fact, if you know the rules, the rules is that you can't come out with exit polls, until after all the elections are over. What typically happens is once elections are done on election day, you have these survey agencies which ask people whom they voted for and all that, which is the exit poll. But these exit poll results have to be announced only at the end of all the phases of all the states, which means I think May 2nd is the date of counting. It will be announced just before that, on May 1st or April 30th. But these newspapers, what they have done by saying that the first phase has gone to the BJP and it's going to win all the seats, they are indirectly, it's like an exit poll, though it's not that. And then typically what happens is that psychologically people want to be on the winning side. And this tends to neutralize what the rule is, which is that you can't come out with an exit poll. That is why they have been sent this notice.
Thank you, Dakshin. As Dakshin said, the trend does predict a win for BJP. There are chances that the tide might turn.
We can only wait till 2nd May to know the fate of Assam. Till then, we'll keep bringing you more election edition in CityCast.
It is a time for a short break. We will be right back with some more stories.
Welcome back. The episodes of asthma have decreased among children. Our reporter Sejal Seth tells us this could continue once school and other activities resume.
There is a decrease in the asthma episodes among children of Bangalore. The number of patients who used to visit the child asthma clinics have decreased by 60 to 70%.
due to regular use of mask, and since COVID cases are also rising, we are not sending our kid outside of the house to play or anywhere else. That is why, since our kid is not exposed in air pollutants or smoke, he has now much improved as far as his breathing and asthmatic problem is concerned.
Pulmonologists say viral infections are the most common trigger for asthma attacks in children. The reduced exposure has led to a decrease in asthma attacks.
ब्रांकोडायलेटर मेडिसिन स्टार्ट करते हैं, कुछ इम्यूनिटी लेवल का मेडिसिन स्टार्ट करते हैं, इम्यून हेल्प करके इम्यूनिट करके कुछ steps है वो मेडिसिन स्टार्ट करते हैं मैडम। एंटीबायोटिक ज्यादा रहे तो स्टेरॉइड्स भी यूज करते हैं। कुछ बच्चों को एजुकेट करते हैं, मास्क कंटिन्यू कंपलसरी मास्क डालना, डिस्टेंस मेंटेन करना, सैनिटाइजेशन कर लो।
The children who suffer from asthma should maintain social distancing and wear masks as measure for their protection even after the things open up, says Bangalore Health Center.
Asthma episodes or an attack decreased nearly by around 60 to 70%.
Okay.
And though some viral infections are still there,
Yes.
wearing a mask reduces not only corona, it reduces the transmission of other viruses too.
While the children are waiting for the schools to reopen, there is a high risk of the increase in asthma episodes and viral infections among them. This is Sejal Seth signing off for CityCast.
Bangalore city is in need of dental care as they might lead to bigger problems. Our reporter Kanishka Kohli will tell us more.
A study by Indian Market Research Bureau says almost 46% of people suffer from oral health issues in Bangalore. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare says these oral diseases are burdening the country for almost 3 decades. However, people are still not aware about their dental problems in the city.
2 days ago I was having a dental problem, but I don't know what was the problem was.
According to government report, nearly 70% of school children and 90% of adult population are affected by oral diseases in the country. Dentists say one of the changes in food trend is major cause of dental caries and periodontal diseases. However, this can be prevented by consulting dentist in every 6 months.
Number one long-term effect is loss of the tooth. When one tooth is lost, the other teeth tend to drift into the space. Child becomes an adult with breathing problems such as sleep apnea and snoring, which in turn leads to high blood pressure and cardiac problems.
The National Oral Health Policy of India states that the prevalence of oral diseases in India is a silent pandemic. Researchers say that a national oral health program is already there, but for prevention we need education in grassroots level.
What we are lacking is not in the policy making but in the implementation part. So that needs to happen. There are resources, there is everything, manpower, money, time, everything is there. The implementation part is lacking.
Dentists say these diseases can easily be avoided when consulted early and also by taking care of dental hygiene in the first place. This is Kanishka Kohli for CityCast. Home bakers sees a big boom in profits during lockdown. Our reporter Ratika Rana brings us the story.
Social media groups like Bakers of Bangalore and Home Bakers Guild have seen a 30% increase in memberships during the lockdown. Many professionals and housewives took up home baking as a business, and social media has acted as the catalyst for their growth. An IT professional who took to home baking takes not more than 4 orders a week and manages a profit of over 10 to 15,000 every month.
First cake I ever baked was in the year 2020 during the lockdown. The COVID, there were really hard times where we got pay cuts, and with this baking hobby, it really helped me to match that salary thing. But yeah, definitely it has made our living more easier.
Customers say they prefer home bakers over traditional bakeries due to hygiene, especially in the face of this pandemic.
Of lately, I've been preferring home bakers because there's more of hygiene and you have that feeling, okay, so they're baking it at home, it'll be clean and it'll be made out of love and all those. And the taste is also way better than the normal bakeries.
Organizations like Awake, VHub and Women particularly help women entrepreneurs fund their small businesses. Officials from organizations that support women entrepreneurs say that businesses that start at home provide women with financial stability and social standing. Social media has proved to be a boon for the ones who have decided to take up their hobby of home baking professionally. The customers too are satisfied with this development and look forward to more cost-effective and creative home-baked products. This is Ratika Rana signing off for CityCast.
That is all for today. We will continue with our election coverage in the next edition. Do tune in. For more stories, do log in to www.citycast.in.
Thank you.